So a lot of people think Power BI as only as a visualization tool, right? But I think that is not correct. So Power BI is an end-to-end data analytics platform.
What are some of the most AI features in Power BI?
I'll be first going through the AI visuals, right? So on my screen, what I have is the different AI visuals. First is the key influencer visuals.
So, what skills should Power BI professionals focus on to stay updated with the integration of AI? Hello and welcome to FuturePath Global, a knowledge series by Techcanvass, where we explore the evolving trends, tools, and technologies shaping the future of business and data. In this episode, we are asking a big question: is Power BI AI ready? AI is changing how businesses understand their data, and Power BI is stepping up with smart AI-powered features that takes analytics to the next level. To help us unpack this topic, we have with us Mr. Deepak Bhattacharya, a seasoned architect, business intelligence, who brings extensive experience in data analytics, visualization, and enterprise reporting. Hi Deepak, welcome to FuturePath Global.
Hi Bhavna, thanks for having me.
So to begin with, Deepak, first I would request you to just brief about yourself, your background for our audience to understand.
Sure. So myself, Deepak Bhattacharya, I have about 10 years of experience into data analytics. And for the past 3 years, I'm working on Power BI projects as an architect. And currently I'm working with Tiger Analytics as an architect.
Thank you, Deepak, for your introduction. Could you just briefly describe what Power BI is and how it has evolved as a data analytic tool over the years?
Sure. So a lot of people think Power BI as only as a visualization tool, right? But I think that is not correct. So Power BI is an end-to-end data analytics platform, we can say, as of now, along with its new offering Fabric. It has the tight integration of not only data ingestion, engineering, transformation, and it combines with visualization on the Power BI side. Even if we use just Power BI as a standalone tool, we will still be able to do a lot of data ingestion and transformation within Power BI itself. So it is used as an end-to-end tool.
All right. So what are some of the most AI features in Power BI?
We have different types of visuals. These are AI powered visuals. First is the decomposition tree. In decomposition tree, we have the AI powered feature where it will be able to get the top or bottom of any given metric. The other is a key influencer visual. This is again an AI powered visual, which will help us to get what is driving a particular result, right? So if there is a revenue, what drives the increase in revenue or what drives the decrease in revenue, right? There is another feature called as smart narrative visual. What this can do is instead of having, like, let's say a dashboard will have 10 pages, right? And we are asked to create like an executive summary in one page. We can use this smart narrative visual and it will give us the top three insights from the entire dashboard. So that is really helpful. And the last one is Q&A visual. So this is more for conversational style, Q&A, asking the AI what particular question about the business, and the AI will help us with the answer based on the report in the data set. So these are the AI features in Power BI.
So from your experience, Deepak, how these AI capabilities enhance data storytelling and decision making in organizations?
So as we know, right, executives will go through the entire report. If let's say a report has multiple pages, executives will usually ask like, what are the key insights from this, right? So although rather than creating a separate report for the executive, we can have the same report which is used by operational teams as well, and we can use all the smart visuals where, let's say for example, one use case is using narrative. So the executive can just read the first page which has the top summaries and the insights, which can be useful for their decision making.
So as you have already explained what are the features, okay, how these can enhance, okay. So I would request for our audience, could you please give us a quick walkthrough of these features and how can these be used?
Sure. So I'll be quickly sharing my screen. So I'll be first going through the AI visuals, right? So on my screen, what I have is the different AI visuals. First is the key influencer visuals, which I talked about. So key influencer visual is basically a correlation kind of a thing that Power BI calculates on its own. So let's say we are talking about, this is a sales dashboard, and these are the different bids, right, that are placed in the sales orders. Now what we are trying to see is what influences the status to be won, right? So for example, when we see that the discount goes up to 0.02, the likelihood of the status to be 1 is increased by 2.76x, right? So these are the different attributes based on what is driving that status to be 1, right? So let's say if I switch that to lost, now it is going to calculate dynamically like what are the biggest factors that causes that particular sales order to be lost, right? So if you see that the discount goes down, then the likelihood of losing that sale is increased by 2.75x, right? Also, if the product is scanners, the likelihood also increases that the sale be lost. So this is one of the examples which we can use to analyze what are the driving factors of a particular categorical variable like status, or let's say a revenue increase or decrease, right? The second AI visual is the decomposition tree, right? So let's say if we want to analyze the total sales by different categories, right? The AI will automatically understand what needs to be the correct split, right? So we can see the categories, the top categories, the software, followed by computers. If we click on the plus icon there, we will be able to, break it down with the highest value, right? So after the category, it directly switched to product, right? So this was not something that was defined by the developer. This is something that the AI is automatically doing, right? So once we click on the low value, it will directly go to the next column. Whether it is territory or product or category, it will automatically decide that. So this is what can be useful for exploratory data analytics, and this is one of the good features. The last visual, that is anomaly detection. So how this works is this will help us spot the outliers in the data, right? So let's say if we see that there is a particular month that the revenue is going, too far, so this will automatically help us find that, right? So for example, if we right click on this and we click on analyze and we explain the decrease, right? What it will help us understand is why the particular revenue was decreased, right? So this is another great feature that Power BI has. And lastly, to conclude, the Q&A visual, right? So this is the Q&A visual. So what the Q&A visual will do is it will help you ask a question about your data. So some of the questions are already populated here, and this will also show like list of suggestions. So you can click on show all suggestions, and based on how you have configured it, you will see that. So for example, if I click on revenue one by region and I click on go, this visual will populate automatically. So it is actually showing me the revenue by each region, right? And so this Q&A visual needs to be configured accordingly. If I try to, let's say top opportunities by count of 1, right? So this will be populated. So again, this is, based on the data, and this is based on how we configure it. And so these are all the AI visuals that we have in Power BI. Now with the latest Copilot integration in Power BI, right, we will be able to, interact with the data on this, right? So not only the traditional visualization, right? Now we can add, AI summaries to it. So for example, there are some recommended prompts here. So what is this report page about, right? So if I just, click on that, it is going to give me a summary of the entire report page, right? So as you can see, this is very similar to the narrative summary visual here, which we can see. But again, this will be more interactive and more conversational. So narrative visual is used only as a visual within the report. But when we integrate Copilot, this changes the game and it takes it to the another level, right? So we can try something like, understanding the data and, let's say when we talked about the decision making, right? So the executive will be asking only one key question, like what should I do about this insight, right? What is the action item for me, right? So let's go with some of those inbuilt questions, right? Is there anything critical and I should follow up on this report? So let's see what the AI needs to say, right? So what it is saying that no anomalies were detected, and there was an overall downtrend. So this is something which might be a little concerning. So this decline we may want to further investigate, right? So these are some of the AI powered insights that Copilot can help us give. And not only apart from just generating a summary or doing some exploratory analysis on the data, it can actually answer custom questions by it, right? So for example, if I want to ask a question like give me the top product with highest sales, So it not only understands a custom question, natural language like this, but also it already understands the data, and it even eases us out further by giving you a list of questions in advance so that you don't even have to type, right? So it shows that Design app has the highest sales revenue among all the products, right? So we can actually double check this using our visual as well, that indeed Design app is actually the highest product here, right?
All right. So thank you so much, Deepak. You showed the features of AI, okay, how this can be used. So my next question will be, can you show us an example of how Power BI Copilot or the Q&A feature helps create a report or generate insights using natural language?
Sure. So we earlier saw what the Q&A visual is capable of, right? So in my screen right now, I have the Q&A visual, which is prompting us to ask a question about the data, right? So let's say if I do that, once I click on that particular prompt, it will generate the results accordingly, right? Let's say if I want to do something similar, and this time I want more flexibility in terms of the results, right? So you can always check out the Copilot integration, which is way more powerful than the Q&A visual itself. So if you, when you have connected to Copilot, you will also be having this prompt guide, right? So let's say you want to have like an executive summary, so you can always click on that and generate an executive summary from that, right? So prompt guide is really helpful in terms of slicing and dicing the data, and rather than you knowing what the data should do, you can actually rely on Copilot that will actually give you the results, right? So this is what Copilot can do.
Great. So thank you so much for showing to the audience. I'm sure it will be helpful for them. So let's continue. So my next question would be, how can business users or analysts begin exploring these AI features effectively?
So, firstly, the Power BI developers can use more of the AI visuals, which we just saw in the demo. The next extended use case will be that the organizations can permit the Copilot integration. A lot of organizations will be a little hesitant due to the cost reasons, but still the first step will be to use more of AI visuals, which the end users can interact with in the Power BI reports. And the best use case would be that if organizations permit the Copilot integration, then business users can actually use natural language and interact with the semantic models and the reports.
So, what skills should Power BI professionals focus on to stay updated with the integration of AI?
So, as a Power BI developer, right, I think the most effort will now shift from developing and designing visuals into training the semantic model to be AI ready. So prepping the semantic model for AI is what we should be really focusing our skill on. So how we can go about modeling the data cleanly, how we can go about adding descriptions, how we can use Copilot to use those descriptions and build a proper data governance, which even the end users are aware of, the end users are given the training for. So all this will be the roles of a Power BI developer, to not only develop the model which is AI ready, but also to train the end users about how to prompt and better use the semantic models for insights and decision making.
Great. Thank you so much, Deepak. My next question would be, where do you see Power BI heading in the next few years with AI? So, more into automation, predictive modeling, or some deeper integration with Microsoft AI ecosystem?
Definitely, I think deeper integration with Microsoft ecosystem, because we know after the launch of Fabric, right, Power BI has been even better in terms of the way we can manage the semantic models. We can have Fabric scripts that will have some more advanced functionalities that can trigger advanced refreshes. Ensure your entire org's metadata related to Power BI, let's say refreshes related to the user permissions, can be managed using the scripts. So I think it's already a tighter integration with Fabric in place. And going forward, I think, as I already mentioned, the semantics, right, it will be the key, because for effective prompts, you need the semantic model to be prepped, and the end users should be aware about how to prompt the semantic model. So I think prepping the data for semantic modeling and the integration with the other fabric technologies to for the enterprise level solution will be the key. That will be helpful, Deepak. So, finally, if you want to summarize in one line, so is Power BI truly AI ready? If yes, then why? I would definitely say that Power BI is AI ready. However, I would like to add a caution that all the results of the AI should be cross checked, and AI is prone to make errors. So, it will truly dependent on how we are training the model, right? So, the more descriptions, accurate descriptions that we add to the semantic model, the better results we are going to get. And we should also put in all the responsible AI practices while doing this. And we should make all these trainings very accessible to the end users, so that the end users are the main stakeholders that will be using this, and they will be providing the feedback, and using this feedback we can continuously enhance it. So in a nutshell, yes, Power BI is AI ready, and it's not just one time execution task that will get us the results, but it is like a continuous operation that needs to be utilized. Thank you, Deepak. So before we wrap up, I just came to the last question. Okay. So if you could give a piece of advice to professionals who is exploring Power BI today, so what it would be? So I think no matter how much AI has developed, right, still we would like to go back and to the basics and understand the basics of DAX, the basics of Power BI architecture, what is going on in the back end, right? The basics of what visual should I use when. Looking at the data, exploratory data analytics, I don't think so that skills, will simply be taken away. Although AI makes really easy for us to just make sense out of the data and help us understand like what visuals should be used when, but I still think that the basics of DAX, visualization and data exploration still needs to be there. That was a valuable discussion. Thank you so much, Deepak, for sharing your experience and perspective on how AI is transforming Power BI. So thank you once again for joining us on FuturePath Global. Thank you for your time. Thank you. Thank you once again for joining us on FuturePath Global. If you enjoyed this conversation, make sure to follow this series for more insights and real world perspectives from experts shaping the future of business and data. If you are inspired to start your own Power BI journey, explore our Power BI certification training at Techcanvass, designed to help you turn data into powerful insights. Until next time, I am Bhavna and this is FuturePath Global. Stay curious, stay inspired.